Oh, yes, Billy. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm a little bit excited because, well, somebody finally wrote an article about it. About damn fucking time. It's amazing, and I'm super excited. And you know that I'm gonna talk about it. Anyway, what's up, guys? This is Logan from Cryptic Gaming, Cryptic Media, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Don't really care right now because I'm excited because somebody finally posted about it. People have said it, but nobody's really written an article about it. Well, at least until now. There is this amazing article. It's nice and lengthy. It's not too long. It's not ridiculously long to where you want to fucking gouge your eyes out from reading it. But it's long enough to give you some context and some content and leave you not bored. In other words, I'm gonna put this article in the description below, which I should be doing with all of my articles, but I've been a little lazy lately, but it's okay. Anyway, this article is called "We're Paying for Broken Games and It's Unacceptable." Holy shit! Somebody said it. Anyway, I'm gonna read a little bit of the article and then I'm gonna talk about it. There was a time when you bought a game, pulled it out of the box, popped it into your device of choice, and that was it. In today's video game industry, however, a single game isn't even the end product. Now we have downloadable content and expansion packs, and don't forget to buy the season pass so you get it all for a nominal discount. Never mind just pre-ordering your games either. We can preload them, guaranteeing access the very second a game becomes available, and the pre-order bonuses, bestowing us with trivial costumes or weapons, or maybe even some extra levels that will inevitably be sold after launch, despite being billed as pre-order exclusives. Even without these premium editions, the game you bring home isn't the static creative work it once was. Developers and publishers are free to update their games now, patching out unforeseen problems or even adding fan requested improvements. It's good that issues can be resolved, but the darker side of this is now the infamous Day 1 patch. These crucial updates are applied on launch day, providing fixes so last minute that they couldn't make it onto the discs before they were pressed or even onto the downloadable code. For that matter, the implication of Day 1 patch, of course, is the game in the box or sitting in your Steam download queue isn't actually finished. The trouble part, as 2014 has proven, is that even after you've applied that patch, you can still wind up with a broken game. Not only that, but if the marketing has done its job, you have a broken game for which you have already purchased additional content. Maybe you paid a little extra for a special edition. You're a savvy shopper, so you saved $5 on future DLC with the season pass. In today's climate, it's easy to plunk down $100 on a game before you've played a single minute of it. If said game doesn't work, all you've got is a fancy steel bookcase, a useless download token for DLC, and maybe a plastic tush for your desk. Wow. And that's assuming you didn't pre-order digitally, in which case all you have is a broken game and no hope of refund. Unfortunately, shipping on time during whatever launch window was determined to be most beneficial for sales is often more important to game publishers than shipping a complete product, not to mention the importance of securing your money as far in advance as possible. What's really alarming, however, is that this process is standard practice now. Not only do we expect games to have problems at launch, but we tolerate it. We shrug our shoulders, saying that's just the way it is, while developers and publishers take advantage of one of the most passionate audiences in existence. Now, that's all I'm going to read from the article because I didn't write the article. That was the entire beginning of the article, which was kind of lengthy. There is another half of it, a little bit longer section in it after what I just read. And I think you should read it. It's definitely a good read. And I honestly don't think you'll regret it. It was to me it was a really good read, and it kind of shed some light on a lot of things wrong with the gaming industry. And this article, from the beginning, just straight up, just like made their point clear. And this article was released 1 day ago, but the point was clear and it was amazing. And they're absolutely right. We are buying games and we're expecting them, like, it won't surprise us if the game doesn't fucking work when you download it out of the fucking case. That's just the gaming industry now. That's what we deal with now, which to me is complete and utter bullshit. Because when I pay $60 for a game, maybe 70, 80 to $100 on a special edition, I expect that fucking game to work. Okay, you don't buy a car off a lot and then it doesn't work. So you have to wait until the lot that you bought it from. No, the manufacturer. You wait until you buy a brand new Ford Explorer, right? 2015 Ford Explorer, right off the lot, brand new. You put down, you pay for it, you get it, and guess what? Guess what? It doesn't fucking turn on. The car doesn't fucking start whatsoever. It does not start. God knows what the problem is. Fucking short circuit, no fucking battery, ignition's not even connected. Fucking solenoid's missing or something. Fucking, something's wrong with it. The car doesn't start. So guess what? You paid for it, and now you have to wait for Ford to figure out how to fix it before you get to drive that fucking vehicle after plopping God knows how much money on it. Now, granted, yes, this analogy is a little extreme as cars are generally not cars are generally more expensive than a video game, $60 video game. But the thing is $60 is quite a bit of money. I don't fucking how many parents of you kids out there, or how many of you can afford to fucking just plop down $60 for something that doesn't work, for just a fucking game that you could all it's good for is putting up on your wall. Okay. Yeah, if I put $60 down on something, I'm expecting that to work. Maybe if it was like $2 and then it didn't work, I could understand, like, oh well, it was $2, probably why it was so cheap, because it wasn't guaranteed to work. Yeah, but either way, it's fucking bullshit. I pay $60. I expect my product to work. That's just how it is. Because I remember back in the days of the PlayStation 2, I bought Resident Evil 4, fucking worked like a charm, put it in, worked, didn't have to worry about no goddamn updates. Same with goddamn fucking the older Call of Duty games. Didn't have to worry about a single update. The old WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Nope, didn't have to worry about a single thing. Even on my fucking PlayStation 1, when developers weren't, as good at developing games. Like, they didn't have that much experience. When those type of 3D games or whatever were actually, how do I say it? New. Yes, when it was all new. Okay. WCW on the PS1. I didn't have to worry about that. Resident Evil 2. I did not need a patch for Resident Evil 2 to work. I mean, granted, there was like occasional glitches where the game would freeze or something weird would happen. But guess what? That was rare. Yes, it happened, but it was rare, and it hardly ever happened. So this brings me on to something else that I want to talk about, but I kind of forgot, and I went on a little rant, a big rant, mediocre rant. But I'm gonna ask you something. How many of you out there own a PS3? Anybody? I mean, or how many? Okay, a lot of you own a PS3. Dumb question. I meant to say, how many of you out there own a PlayStation 2? I do. I love the shit out of my PlayStation 2. I mean, granted, it is collecting dust right now, but I'm probably gonna, when I get back from school today, I'm probably gonna play Siren or Silent Hill 3. Maybe Need for Speed Underground 2. I haven't fully decided yet. Or Resident Evil Outbreak Fallout 2. Whatever one I feel like playing. I haven't decided yet. How many of you out there have the original Xbox? I don't yet, but I plan on picking the original Xbox up. And this, me picking up an Xbox, is going to kind of fit in with this topic, or, what I'm saying right now. How many of you out there have a PlayStation 1? I do. What about a Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo? I have a friend who has a Nintendo 64. How many of you out there have a GameCube? I have a friend who also owns a GameCube. How many of you own a Sega Genesis? I do. Streets of Rage, amazing game. But the reason why I'm asking this is because, I mean, granted, it's probably, those game consoles are probably collecting dust, more, compared to, your PS3 or PS4, whatever gaming console you're currently on, Xbox One, Xbox 360, whatever. However, I personally like to play a game on my PS2 every once in a while or my PS1. I like playing I have Resident Evil 2 on my PS3 right now, but not every game has been on the PS1 has been released onto the PS3. So, for example, I like playing some of the old Gran Turismos sometimes on the PlayStation 1. Some of my favorite games. And I had like this Nemco CD pack or whatever that I played with a bunch of arcade games. Oh my god, I fucking loved it. Crash Bandicoot. I like playing the PlayStation 1 version because it's kind of different. But on the GameCube, oh no, PS2, I play Resident Evil 4. Granted, I could get that on my PS3 and I probably will, but I like playing it on my PS2. Uh Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, Need for Speed Underground 2, love the shit out of that game. Resident Evil Outbreak and Siren are all games that I really, really enjoy on my PS2. And I plan on buying Resident Evil Dead Aim, okay? And I plan on buying the X-Files on the PlayStation 2. Why? Because I want to play those games because those were some awesome games. And I haven't gotten to play. I played Dead Aim, but I think my copy broke. So I plan on getting another one. And I want to play the X-Files. It looks like a fun game. And guess what? It's on the PS2. And I'm going to go back and play the PS2. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, well, wait, hold on a second. Before I go into that, on the Xbox, I want to get an Xbox because I want to play Time Splinters and maybe some of the original Halo. I have Halo Combat Evolved, but maybe I want Halo 2 on the Xbox. You know, maybe I want Time Splinters. Maybe I want some of those Xbox games that are only on the Xbox and that weren't on the PlayStation 2. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I want the original copies. The Xbox was a beast of a system. Anyway, back to my point. Thing is, though, is when I buy those games, guess what? I can expect them to work. I can expect not to need a patch to play those games. I can expect not to have to plug it into the internet to play those games. Because what's going to happen when the PS3 and Xbox 360 are no longer being supported? But you want to check out a game that you've never played before, and you buy it for the PS3, Xbox 360, one or the other. You buy one of those games and you put it in, and the consoles aren't being supported anymore, and the patch is no longer available, or you don't have any internet, so you bring a single player game that was so broken before it was released, and guess what? You can't download the patch, and the game is completely unplayable. Do you see what I mean? For anybody who likes to collect or play, or retro gaming, for anybody who likes that, they're shit out of luck. Honestly, they don't get to play those games or enjoy them just like I once did, or just like they may have before. But or somebody else has been able to enjoy it. That's why. That is also why it's kind of bullshit that a lot of these games are broken before they ever hit the shelves. As soon as they're released, to where you need a fucking patch in order to play them. To me, that's bullshit, and it's annoying, and it ruins anybody who likes retro gaming or picking up a console really late because it's cheap and they want to enjoy some retro games. Because eventually, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, the gameplay you're watching right now, it's going to be retro. It's going to be a shit ton of people that want to play it someday. Anyway, and that's it for my time. See you guys later.